An 180-pound pit bull stunned a family the moment the baby experienced her first steps. This massive companion's response will restore your faith in unconditional love. In this tale, what a 180-pound pit bull performed altered a family's life permanently. This silent hero named Rocky accomplished something wholly unexpected the day little Emma experienced her inaugural steps. And everyone witnessing that instant couldn't contain their emotions. But the authentic reason behind Rocky's response, that remained the truly devastating part, because this colossal dog harbored a painful secret from his past that nobody knew about. 3 months prior, Rocky existed as just another unwanted pit bull at the shelter. 180 pounds of solid muscle with scars along his chest that narrated stories nobody desired to hear. The shelter workers had abandoned hope. He's excessively massive, excessively intimidating. They stated no family would ever desire him. But they remained unaware that fate was composing a completely different story. When the Johnson family first spotted Rocky behind those frigid metal bars, something awakened in this gentle giant's heart. Emma, merely an 8-month-old baby, extended her tiny fingers toward his enormous head. And in that precious moment, something genuinely magical transpired. Rocky, this 180-pound powerhouse, remained perfectly motionless like a statue, permitting those delicate little fingers to touch his scarred nose. Would he transform into the protector of this fragile little life? Or would his painful past prove excessively overwhelming? For weeks, Rocky observed Emma from a calculated distance. Every morning, he positioned himself precisely 6 steps away from her play zone, maintaining adequate space to guarantee his massive frame wouldn't accidentally harm her. The family noticed this thoughtful distance, close enough to shield her, yet distant enough to keep her safe. The first breakthrough arrived on a quiet Tuesday morning. Emma had released her favorite toy just beyond her reach. She extended her little arms, producing those sweet baby sounds that clearly signified, "Help me." Rocky advanced one careful step forward, positioning each paw deliberately. His enormous head descended slowly, very slowly, and his gentle mouth succeeded in retrieving the tiny toy and positioned it directly before Emma, then retreated to his usual protective distance. The family observed in stunned silence, their eyes brimming with amazement. Did he genuinely just... Emma's mother whispered in disbelief, but the most incredible portion of this story was only commencing. If heartwarming stories like this resonate with your soul, please remember to subscribe, because what Rocky performed next was genuinely extraordinary. This represented merely the beginning of Rocky's transformation from a feared giant to a devoted guardian. Each day delivered fresh moments of tenderness. When Emma cried, Rocky would approach her crib and produce the gentlest whimpering sounds, as if attempting to soothe her with his own voice. When visitors arrived, his massive frame would position itself between them and Emma, not threateningly, but protectively. As weeks transformed into months, something beautiful was blossoming inside Rocky, something quiet yet profound. A seed called love was establishing roots in the heart of this gentle giant, weighing 180 pounds. Every morning, as sunlight streamed through the kitchen window, Rocky would assume his position beside Emma's high chair. His massive head rested gently on the floor, those soulful brown eyes following every spoonful, every giggle, every precious little milestone. The family was beginning to see what the shelter had missed, that beneath those battle scars lived the heart of a true protector, a soul that had been waiting for someone to love unconditionally. At this point, what do you think transpired in Rocky's past? Share your thoughts in the comments, because behind every story lies another story. Emma was now 10 months old and had begun pulling herself up on furniture, her little legs growing stronger each day, and Rocky could sense that something momentous was approaching. His patience deepened. His gentleness became even more remarkable. Neighbors who used to cross the street when they spotted Rocky now paused to witness the tender interactions between the massive pit bull and the little girl. "I've never witnessed anything like this," said Mrs. Henderson from next door. "That dog handles her like she's made of the most delicate porcelain." Then came the day that would test everything Rocky had learned about love and protection. Emma was practicing standing by gripping the coffee table, balancing herself with her chubby little hands. The family was busy in the kitchen, just around the corner, when suddenly a small, sharp, frightened cry pierced through the house. Everyone stopped breathing. Then came the sound of something heavy crashing to the floor. Rocky didn't pause for even a second. He moved like lightning, his 180-pound frame driven by pure instinct, cutting through the air like a missile. What he discovered in the living room made his heart skip a beat. Emma had tumbled backward, her tiny head dangerously close to the razor-sharp edge of the marble fireplace. She was sobbing, terrified, her little arms reaching desperately toward the ceiling. In that life-or-death moment, Rocky's true nature revealed itself. Without hesitation, he slid his enormous body between Emma and the fireplace, creating a soft, protective cushion. His massive frame took the full impact, and Emma's head landed safely against his chest instead of the lethal marble corner. If this moment moves you, please remember to hit the like button, because genuine heroism sometimes emerges from the most surprising places. When the family came rushing in, they found Rocky cradling Emma with his enormous paws, his tender eyes filled with concern, gently licking away her tears. That night, as Emma recovered from her fright, something unprecedented happened. For the first time since his arrival, Rocky approached Emma's crib without being invited. He gazed at the sleeping baby, then looked at her parents as if asking for permission. With tears in their eyes, they nodded their approval. Rocky carefully, very carefully, placed his enormous head beside Emma's tiny hand, and in her sleep, those little fingers nestled into his soft fur. That touch, simple and wordless, bridged two worlds, Emma's father whispered. In that moment, we realized Rocky hadn't just saved Emma from falling. He was saving himself from a lifetime of being unwanted. The next morning brought the miracle everyone had been waiting for. She slowly started walking, with Emma holding onto his back. This 180-pound gentle giant had now become her most loyal companion. From that day forward, they walked together every morning. What do you think true heroism is? Physical strength or a loving heart?